It's a lovely Thursday evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nsaka. Of course, firstly, we would like to apologize for bringing the program 30 minutes late. This is due to unforeseen circumstances, but however, the program is here, and of course, this evening we are discussing something which is of interest, and I'm ready to, give an experience of today's topic. Good evening, Himba. How are you doing?
Good evening, Lance. You are ready to give. Oh, I'll get back to you.
An
Good evening,
experience.
viewers. It is nice to be with you wherever you're listening us, wherever you're watching us from. It's nice to be with you.
Definitely, and our dear viewers, remember that Pansaka is a program which is made for you. So, just as we have started, we have shared with you the studio link because we would love you to be a part of this program. We would love you to join us into the studio, share your experience, just like I'm going to share my experience on tonight's topic. Tonight, we bring back Juju in a marriage. And of course, this is due to popular demand. We bring it back. I'm ready to share my story as well as talk about what has happened. But hey, we also have our usual guest, Evangelist Shaabula, who comes through to come and give us an overview, an oversight of Juju in a marriage or Juju in a married home. So as we wait for Evangelist Shaabula to join us into the studio, our dear viewers, we implore you, we ask you, and we want you to be part of this program. The link we have shared, click on it, switch on your camera, allow your mic. Let's have a better and great interaction right here in the studio. You are sharing your experience, you are asking a question, as well as just expressing a view on what we are discussing this evening. Evangelist, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. And unfortunately, I'm not able to be seen this night because of other issues that are beyond my control. I'm out of work. out of home, and I'm busy somewhere. So this is just an opportunity that we should be able to talk to each other. And because of my interest for you and also for the program, I thought, even without people seeing my face, we can still interact and share ideas and wisdom. So tonight we are looking at it entitled the Juju in a marriage. First of all, I would like to define what Juju is. Juju is a vernacular word or a local word which is mostly used among Africans in different states or nations. This is a word that means that talks of using charms or using medicines or mankwala or muti in order to stupefy or to make the gentleman or the husband or the wife, a bit or lose certain senses so that the other person can begin to command the gentleman or the woman to behave in the way he wants. Excuse me. In most cases, Juju is used by women toward their husbands because they are a weaker vessel, so they want to control the husband in the marriage, to control finances in the marriage, to control the people that should visit their home in the marriage, to control the business, to control the activities in the home. So this woman, especially women, should want to dominate, to command, and bring the gentleman into subjection so that the lady can gain something out of that arrangement. Even men also do the same. They do it. How do they use the juju? Now, juju is, as I said, these are roots. They can be roots. They can be leaves. They can be barks of a tree. They can be insects. They can be birds. They can be animals. Sometimes they can even use feces, matuvi, pupu. They mix with some roots, some what and what. Sometimes they will use the vaginal fluids. They may use the vaginal fluids to mix it with the other concoctions to make a concoction, a strong concoction. So all these things, they are done mostly by women, so that the gentleman cannot have authority in the home, so that the gentleman cannot have control in the home. The woman would control the movement, control the discussion, control life in the home because of what she has done. Now, I must say that, juju in most cases, they use it. It is not good to the body of an individual because of the mixtures that they put in. They can use sometimes, certain animals that are dangerous. For example, sometimes it can be the skin of a chameleon. They will get the skin of a chameleon and mix it with the other pieces of wood, other pieces of animals, other pieces of birds, other pieces of insects, especially those insects which, when they see somebody, they hide, they cover themselves, or they go into their shell. Those are the animals or the birds which they use in order to stupefy the husband. So these sometimes they've got disadvantages. In most cases, they have disadvantages. They can cause cancer to the body of the gentleman or the woman. Let me call such a person a victim. They can cause sickness to the body of this victim. Either sometimes the person can go mad. Sometimes that person can become an imbecile, can't think properly. He becomes an idiot. He can't control anything. He can't sometimes even bath. He can't even sometimes go for work. He'll just be home, waiting for the wife. Sometimes he will be washing plates, washing napkins, not washing napkins because he wants to or because he loves the wife, but because he is not himself, he is under a spell. So because he is under a spell, he is not himself, and therefore he has lost his senses. Now, the question that I want to ask is, should we go this way? Should somebody be in a state of stupor in order to demonstrate that he loves the other person? Should somebody come home and bring all the money to you, not because he wants to budget, but because he's foolish? He doesn't know what to do. Can you be happy to have a husband who will not go for work or go and play with friends or visit friends because you have kept him under your bed and you are controlling him and he can't think straight? Is that love? Sometimes this person, you will find that he will just get whatever he wants. He will just be giving the relatives of the husband, the wifey, without control, without thinking. He will just give everything and everything goes. Would you be happy to have such a husband who will not think straight and consider how his life and the life of the family will be? ladies and gentlemen, it does not pay. It is not good. Because that, the other word actually is bewitching. You have bewitched a person. To bewitch a person is to use certain tricks, cast a spell on the other person, and that person can either die or they may not die. They would live, but they will be useless to the community. They will be useless to the family, useless in the church, useless in the employment. So the issue is, does this help? Is it good? Should we follow it? The other question, the other thing that I would want to bring out to you friends is, are we sure that there is Juju? How sure are we? Is there Juju? Yes. The answer is yes. And in fact, it is yes. Yes, there is Juju. Now, some people say, no, there is no Juju, because Juju is for those that believe. They believe in Juju. They are the ones that experience, the effects of Juju. No, it is not true, my son. It's not true, my sister. It's not true, my daughter. Juju is there. It is like somebody who says, I don't believe that there is poison. Only those who believe in poison, they're the ones that can die. You don't have to believe that there is poison. As long as you take poison, you will die. Whether you believe it or you don't believe it, poison will kill you. Juju is also poison. Juju will disturb your thinking, your normal thinking. You'll be in your head. You will not think, like a normal person. You will start behaving otherwise and in a different fashion. So you'll be a surprise to people. So these things are there, and a lot of people have died as a result of taking those concoctions. Sometimes it is the measurement in which they put it. It is too much, and you find that it has affected somebody. Maybe it is the stomach, somebody who have diarrhea, patch, and in the end the person dies. The person that was trying to build a marriage, now you built a grave, a tomb, a funeral. So the issue is that Juju is everywhere in Africa, and whether we believe it or we don't believe it, it is there. But it is not good for anybody. If you begin to use Juju, it is an indication that there's something wrong with you. You have failed your marriage. You don't need it. Ladies and gentlemen, I now ask you to also contribute. Let me hear from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Evangelist, and we really appreciate at least you confirming what I've been telling my father Mkeleba, that Juju exists, and I've seen Muntu kudya mtima wa kaja kabuluzi kaja keka manika kobe kabe kakaja ogumugumu. That I've seen happening. Anyway, our dear viewers, you are free, or you're at liberty to come into the studio, join us and have a one-on-one interaction with us right here in the studio as we are discussing Juju in a marriage. All right, not Juju kuli girlfriend or kulinda, but Juju munyumba ya chikwati. I don't know, Himba, if you have a question for Evangelist, but I do have a question.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lancy, and Merry Christmas to you, Lance. We are celebrating the birth of Jesus as well. We shouldn't forget that. Evangelist, what causes a partner to resort to use Juju, especially in a marriage?
That is a very good question. That's a very good question. Before I answer that question, Himba, allow me to give you a bit of history. In African setup, in most cases, West Africa, South Africa and a bit in Central Africa. When a young girl got married, before she goes into that marriage, the grandmother, together with the aunties of this lady and the other neighbors and old people, they were sitting, or they would sit down and plan and be able to pack this and that for the young lady. And also they would teach her how to take care of the husband. And some of the things that they would pack for this lady, or which they packed for the lady, actually it was Juju. So that, this young lady cannot be divorced. Because in those days, it was a taboo for a newly married young lady to be divorced. Now, answering the question, why do they use Juju? Why use Juju? Number one, sometimes they use Juju in order to control you. Two, to control your money. Three, to control your property, your animals, your cars, so that they can have a say and be able to get those things easily from you. The third one is that sometimes you are a difficult person, you the gentleman. In most cases, you are a difficult person, you are rude, you are arrogant, and you are just a difficult person. So what will they do? They will try to reduce you, to neutralize you, to size you, so that they can control you and be able to live with you. In other words, when you are difficult, then they will deal with you by giving you whatever that Juju, so that you can be brought to their side. In other words, still, what they want is control. The other issue is that you are a man who does not bring money home. You don't bring money home. Your wife does not see the money. Or if you bring money, you don't bring enough money. So she will work on you, your mind, and control you, so that the salary can begin to be brought home. Sometimes you do not, as a man, you don't like the relatives of your husband, of your wife. So for them to be accepted in your home, they have to put you in a state of stupor, so that they control you. So those are some of the reasons. The other reason is you beat your wife, you are just a devil in the home. So what will she do? She'll try to find a way of cutting you to size, so that she's able to control you, and then there will be peace. Sometimes you have no love for your wife. You don't stay home. You are always out with other women. You are always out drinking with other people. So what does she do? She will work on you, use Juju, and control you.
And give you kumukumu. Evangelist, you've talked about a woman being desperate, and you've also talked about a woman wanting to have this man under control. But what do you have to say about women who are just so selfish as well, who just want to have this man to themselves? Before you come in, Evangelist, may I take this opportunity to recognize our dear brother, the member of Ubuntu, Mr. Abby. It's nice to have you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. Now, when you talk about a woman who wants to have this man to herself, that's not being selfish. That's not being selfish. Every woman must have the man to herself, and every man must have the woman to himself. Now, it is how they live together when they are two. Now, if the lady begins to give directives and give guidelines, in doing things or in the way they live. They stop reasoning together. They stop discussing the things together. She becomes a lead person in decision making. Then just know that there's a problem. So that is when we can say that there's a problem. But a lady who wants to have a husband together, like for me, my wife wants to be, if she wants me to be with her, what is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'm supposed to be a friend of my wife. I'm supposed to be a friend of my husband. That's how it should be. But my wife or I as a husband should not lose the senses as a result of my love for her. If
so it's okay kusebenzisa kwa Juju pangono, not maningi. Is it okay to use Juju just a little bit, not very much?
How much, Himba? How much is a little bit?
I
want you to understand that these bodies that we have, they react differently to drugs, to medicines. Any drug that you use, you use to your body, may not function the same way on the body of the other person, because we have got different bodies, and so our reactions are very, very different. So my answer to that is that let's not use Juju. It is primitive. What we need to do is let's use our brains. Let us think. Let's improve our relationships with our wives, with our husbands. Let's bring money home. Let's not have girlfriends and boyfriends on the side when we're already married. Because if we do that, then our wives may be forced to do that so that we can stay home. That is my answer.
Thank you so much, Himba. I don't think Abia got you when you welcomed him. Abia, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Thank you so much, Nancy, and good evening to the viewers, and also to my fellow panelists, Madam Pupa and Evangelist Shaabula. Mauria buti. Kabotu.
Chipata representing there with speaking, Tonga. But anyway, Evangelist, we are here busy talking about Juju, and is it okay to use a little bit of Juju? Let's get to talk about how does one identify, or how does one tell that they are under a spell? How do you tell? What are the indicators which shows that you are under a spell, and how do you come out of it?
Okay. Your question is, how do you tell that you are under a spell? Meaning that you who is affected, how do you tell that you are under a spell? In most cases, you may not be able to tell that you are under the power of a spell. You may not be able to know. You may not be able to tell. It is the other people who will see you in a different way, a different behavior, so a different talk. So you will start behaving differently, which is a bit out of normal. So when you start behaving that way, then that's when they'll begin saying that something has gone wrong. If you are watching football with your friends, in a tavern, in a bar, in a club, you'll find that sometimes you just decide, no, you'll not go. And what will you be doing? You will just be in the kitchen with your wife. And you start cooking, you start washing plates, you start washing napkins, you start doing those odd jobs which normally men don't do. I want to say this. We in Africa, there are certain jobs that we don't do. or works which we don't do, which in most cases it is a responsibility of the women. So when you begin doing that, you go and start looking for derere, you cut derere, you start putting the plate there in the pot, you are cooking, and your wife is sitting there, having her hair done. Then they will say, no, that man is done. So how do you tell? You may not be able to tell. Sometimes, fortunately, if you are able to tell, then you may see a difference that the things that you are doing are things that you are not doing. The things that you loved, you no longer do them. So if you are able to identify those things, then you know that sorry normal. But the whole issue is that in most cases, it is difficult for even a mad person to know that she is mad or he is mad, because the mind is not in the right state of thinking right. So even a person who is under a spell of that nature, in most cases, zaganizira bwino chifua brain yake inafurungana. So that is the issue. Whether one believes it or you don't believe it, when you take poison, you die. You can't say, no, first nikaona got poison in the branch. You don't have to know the color in order for it to kill you. You don't have to know the smell in order for poison to kill you. All you need to do is just to drink it, take it in your body, and then it will teach you lessons, 1 or 2 lessons. So that is my answer to you.
Mr. Abi, please come in. What is your reaction before I go back to Evangelist? And before Mr. Abi come in, viewers, please, we've shared the link. Come through. Would want to hear your experiences, what you've heard, or your opinion, what you think about Nkanyo Senzisa Mankwala Muvikwati. What you know, how you've maybe you've had an experience where Juju was used or you witnessed. We want to learn, we want to share ideas. Let us not forget that this program is not ideal for viewers below the age of 18. So let's take note. This is Nsaka. You are welcome. Mr. Abi, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Himba. Sometimes what makes people to opt Juju's option is desperation. Desperation for money. Sometimes it's a woman, is jobless, and all what he thinks is about husband is salary. So what this woman do, going around in the community, ask for the views, what she can do in order to have the husband's salary. So when this woman meet with bad advisors, they'll tell that woman to say no, just to go kuliwa nganga wapase nkoni chapima nkwala chikondi, so that mamuna akaleta ndalama azikupa sahani zonse tyani zanu mweo. So that's what led women into Juju. That's the experience that I have.
So are you saying, Mr. Ab, are you saying it's only women who uses muhondo?
I have started with the women because they are most culprit in the family.
Okay, I keep quiet.
Yeah. So I've started with women because in most cases they are culprit. So it's desperation for money. And for men, usually it's desperation for love. Sometimes they go and do things like, umuntu azinikonda, niwanga, nikonde. Sometimes men reach at a point where they do juju. When you, a woman, walked out away from a family to do a marital dispute, you are going to be found with a man on top of you. That man will not wake up until the husband arrives. You see that? It's desperation for love. So Juju is there, yes. Because we have seen
Are
this.
there men who are desperate for their
community.
women? Because abaumelingi balanda ati abana kachimafia mpombo and bamwe balanda ati bamakaintu malubaluba. So are there men who can be so desperate to an extent that andoikira mkazi wake Juju? That is very interesting, Mr. Adi. Oko baba.
Eko baba. Even women they do. Even women they do. You know, if a man is acting like a bird flying, having women like nobody's business, women do. It come in a state whereby it only stands when you have your wife in the home. You see that? So
Ukenda kwinangu kulibe machine si akaiji.
People like a punched tire.
Oh my. Viewers out there, please come into the studio. Want to hear your experience. Atukaenda kumbali sikulibe vintu sivichitika. Waesera.
Even if you have got your mini meal or whatever you want, it will not even stand until you reach his own destination.
Oh my God. And when you go back, kulivanashita mungwala vintu vachitika.
Maningi for dance.
Oh, okay. Evangelist, what is your reaction to that?
It's very, very true. Juju is a general word. That's a general word for so many things that can be done in order for one to benefit through use of medicines, roots, leaves, bugs, animals, insects, birds, soil. So there are so many things that can be done, including women. In this country, there are certain parts of this country. If it is Zambia, there are certain parts of Zambia where I will not mention the provinces. There are certain parts of this country in Zambia whereby a woman can actually benumb you, meaning that you will not have erection when you go to another lady who is not a wife, who is not herself. You can only have erection and perform sexual intercourse, with that lady, only with your wife. And when you go to that lady outside there, who is not your wife, you fail to function.
You are declared redundant.
Yeah. You'll be embarrassed. You'll be declared redundant. That happens. And also, the same Juju, there are certain areas again in this country whereby they can use Juju and make sure that when you go to meet a married woman, somebody's wife, you will get stuck. You will not be able to unlock the locked. Once you are locked, you'll be stuck until somebody comes, to perform some other rituals. So all that is Juju. And
Evangelist, I think that would be good. The until Magwiri you. I think that one we need to campaign for it. Maybe ngasenzeko kuma side chick.
Iwe.
I'm joking, viewers. I'm joking. That is very dangerous. Please don't try it.
I know you are joking. I know you are joking. You are very, very right. Yeah. So the issue is that there are so many things that you find. Those that have got the opportunity to read, the law on witchcraft, you can go to government printers and get a piece of registration which says which is called the Witchcraft Act. In the Witchcraft Act, all these things that I'm talking about, you'll find them there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Evangelist. I've lost Mr. Abby. Viewers out there, you're welcome to join us in the studio. Would love to hear what you've gone through. Would want to hear what you've witnessed. Today, folks, we are not here. We are just here to moderate or to guide this discussion. Otherwise, we are also here to learn. It doesn't mean that when we are on this program, we are experts or no. These are social issues that affect each and every person. You may say, awe nenda pepa, if you are mutiteti finjishire, and for real, the devil goes for those who are believers. He will never go for the non-believers because he has already warned them. He wants those who are believers, and he wants the marriages where people, that's where the devil want to go. That's where the devil want to see and exercise his powers as well. Evangelist, what do you have to say? Especially, I've heard so much people saying kavundula, kavundula. Do you know about it? What is it all about, and how does it work if you have an idea?
You know kavundula. You know kavundula is a word that is mostly used in eastern province of Zambia. Kuvundula, it means to steer the hornets, to create problems, to create quarrels, to create fights, to create separation, to create divorce, and also to create death. Now, this is another type of juju which people use in order. In most cases, it is used again. Most of the juju, in most cases, or 3/4 of the people that use it are women because of their weaknesses as weak vessels. Most of the people that use kavundra are women who are trying to snatch a man from another woman. I'll repeat, kavundra, it is also juju, which is used by mostly women to snatch a man from another fellow woman. So that this actually, creates a problem where there is harmony. People begin to quarrel, they begin to fight. And in the end, this marriage fails, this marriage separates or divorces. And then this person that caused this will try by all means to get into this marriage and get the husband. So that is the kavundula. In other words, the kuvundula, so that the other person leaves, and then another person gets married to that particular person. And they do it out of jealous. Sometimes that gentleman is wealthy, and he has got money, he has got cars, he has got property. So other women, they will envy this marriage. And so they will try to do everything possible by using juju so that that marriage fails, that marriage divorces, they get married. In most cases, they don't even get married. Other people get married, they just disturb the marriage and they don't get anything. So that is why I would encourage young people, young ladies, you waste time. You would waste your time to get into juju, to get into kavundula, whatever it is useless. It is an old game for old people. You are living in digital times. For you to get to those things, then you are as useless as juju itself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. Before I bring in Lance to come in, Evangelist, how can somebody avoid juju, and how can you manage your marriage that you don't fall as a victim of this juju? Anyway, maybe before I bring you in, Evangelist, Lance can come in, then you react to that question.
Okay.
Well, all right. Thank you so much, Himba, as well as Evangelist. I think I have a diverse question, a different question from yours. So I would rather Evangelist responds to your question and then I come in. But before that, let's get to welcome Mukerebai into the studio. Mukerebai, good evening. Welcome to the program and good to see you.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you? Compliments of the season.
Twalumbaka Patrick Bitumezi. Wo Shaabula. Which one? Sweetheart, how are you? It's good to hear the Kavundula issues and the I am interested. Let me not further before I'm invited or to speak.
Don't worry. Don't worry about Keleba coming late. I actually left onion for him to cut and to clean the nappies for the baby. So don't worry. I've already done my Over to you, Evangelist.
You said, how do you avoid Kavundula?
Yes, and how do you avoid Kavundula? And then there are two questions I've asked. How do you avoid to use this Juju? And then how do you avoid to fall a victim of Juju as a couple, as a partner to somebody?
Thank you so much. How do you avoid it? Number one, live in peace with your wife, with your husband. Love each other as per Ephesians 5 verse 22, which says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church.
Evangelist, just there. Evangelist, just hold your thought just there. You've quoted from the Bible. I've heard women who says, Mwamuna si brother wako, kuliba mumverera chifundo, imwe makotinga Bible. And they've also come with their own Bible verse. I don't know where they got this. I've been a community worker for some time. And these women, they say, Pampa minecha munove chive chove. Do whatever you can to grab that man from that woman. I just thought I should just let you know.
I'll come to that. You know, when you love each other, you take care of each other, there will not be any need for you to go for Kavundu. For Juju. Because you are already practicing it. You are already living it. You are already in love with your husband, with your wife. And because you are in love, you begin respecting each other. Respect does not mean kneeling down or clapping your hands like some of these people come from Western Province. No, that is not respect. Respect is actually doing things that you would want to be done to you and not to do things that you don't want to do to other people. Husbands bring salaries home. Don't start counting money in the club or in the toilet somewhere. Bring money and put it on the table, the receipt, the pay slip, and also the money itself, or whatever formula you use, but make sure that everything is exposed to each other, to your wife and to your husband. The other issue is that you need to stay away from parents or women or old people who actually encourage you to go into a marriage with Juju. Because if you go into a marriage with Juju, that's what you're going to tell your children also, that they should go in a marriage and perform, those rituals. If you don't sweep your home, no matter how much Juju you put in the food of the gentleman, the house will never be clean. It does not matter how much you cook. If you don't know how to cook, your Juju will not cook your food nicely. It will still remain dirty. So it is not the Juju, but you, the human being, to perform to the best of your heart and knowledge, so that life improves. Also, the man, let's be soft to our wives, so that they are not tempted. Let a wife be a friend to you. She is not a competitor. She is not whatever it is, but she is just a companion. Now, companion is different from friend. A companion is a person that you share issues with. You play together. You pray together. and you work together. So that is how it should be. When there is unity in the home, there is love. What did I say? When there's unity, there's love, there's respect, there's planning together, doing things together. There will not be any need of juju. Your wife will not think of juju. Your husband will not think of juju, because things are working well. And also, as I end on this part, also, if you know God, you know God, you know the word of God, not you pretend to know the word of God, you will not need that. You are going to use what we call neology. Neology. What is neology? You use knees, your knees. If you've got a problem, kneel down and ask God, and God will help you. As God helps you, also stand up and clean the house. God will not send angels to clean your house. God will not send angels to cook chiwantu for your husband. You must cook chiwantu. Now, musambo kuyanda chiwantu, kojiga chiwantu, kojiga musoya, omujigira kabotu, inganda kaisalala, iluse lubotu, utambula benzu. All these things we need to do them. These are the ingredients of marriage. When these ingredients of marriage are respected and they are given to your husband or wife, life will always be Christmas every day.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. So before I bring in Bomu Kerebai to either ask a question or express a view, let's get to see and engage our dear viewers on all the platform that they are watching us. This one coming through from Stephen. He says, yes, the majority of people who use Mankwala are women. Us men, mainly, we are into mtototo and mwana peruke. Okay, interesting. All right, Caroline says, good evening, Ubuntu family, watching from Foxtel. Thank you so much, Caroline. We really appreciate. Stephen comes back and says, I was a victim. When I go out of home, nothing happened. But nothing happened, and that was somewhere in 1999 to 2000. When you go out of home to do what? Caroline comes back and says, well said, Evangelist. I hope our husbands are listening too. Well, Abia is listening on our behalf. Chibonta says, evening Ubuntu family. Thank you so much, Chibonta, for your comment. Our dear viewers, remember that you can join us live into the studio by simply clicking on that studio link that we have shared with you, or better still, leave a comment and we'll be glad to hear from you, either an experience or just expressing a view. Bomu Kerebai, the floor is yours. At least today, Evangelist is here to convince you that actually Juju exists.
Unfortunately, you see, the problem that I've noticed is that things that you can't prove with your own eyes or with facts are difficult to take out from people's mind, because we are programmed in that way that when we are failing to solve certain problems, or we're experiencing certain challenges in our home, there's love is fading, there's something that we are doing that is not working well, we always rush to conclude, starting finding faults and bringing supernatural activities in place. To me, because we have this culture that we have that we inherited, and that we have been using stories to teach, even stories to forbid people not to do certain things that are not, just to make society work in a very normal, formal way. Somehow I find women also coming to that we're still coming back to women to point a finger at them and say, you guys, you are the ones that goes around and get Minkwala and put in Mamunas, so that you could win love from your men. What about the men themselves? They don't do anything. And actually, men, they do those things deliberately, using the excuse of Minkwala or Bananiloa or sorry, I did not think, as a scapegoat for doing things, because we have control of the things. We have control to protect ourselves. We have the right to do all these things. But what happens is that when we are just manipulative, we tend to rush to Minkwala as for us to be let kuti batileke kuti kusonta ti ndise tachita bwanji ndise taleta milandu manyumba, because we go out to fish problems out. Who goes to look for a side chick? It's the man. And when that side chick start demanding and get your time, what happens? The wife at home, because she looks at you as a man that is providing in a home, and she wants to safeguard and protect her territory. What happens? This is where now you find women resort to do those things that you are saying, kavundula or whatever. It's just all in our mind. Even if you go, like this one who said, I used to go, I'm a victim where I go out. I know he was insinuating sex. Sex is mind. And for you to save you can't save two masters at the same time. You go out and get a woman. You are leaving a woman in your own home that you are failing to satisfy. Then you expect to go and satisfy another woman when your mind is not at peace. Do you think you can even perform there? You can't. But what do we do? In such a way, we always come up and find excuse to get away of that. Say, Minkwala banani pass. However, I don't want to negate the fact that you believe, that these things do exist. If it is one way of trying to deter people from doing illicit activities, then so be it. Then it does exist because it helps society somehow. So that men should stop misbehaving because they may eat what they've never eaten before in their lives. Because I believe we have eaten a lot of crazy stuff from our women in the name of love. Even if but we just ingested so many things. So that's what I can say for now. Otherwise, it's an interesting program.
Well, Shaabula, kindly make Vomukerebai to understand that mtima wa gumugumu uliko and it works.
And please, Shaabula, before he comes in, it's not because I live in Europe. Mark my words. I've had this issue of not believing in this Juju for a long time from my childhood. So it is not just because I moved and I live. No, it's the exposure, the education, and and life experience in general has taught me something, which I do really. I cannot negate the fact that Juju or black magic does exist. It does, but I don't believe in it because some of us will be rich. I will be buying Minkwala, kupasa wakazi, kuchita divorce, kuchita, especially Kapundula.
You don't know what I've done to you, so let's hold on. Don't justify yourself here. Lance, over to you.
I'll be rich like Bill Gates.
At least today, I am happy that finally he has accepted that he knows Juju exists. Because in the last episode,
no. You didn't get me right. Anyway, it's okay. I don't want to debate.
Evangelist Shaabula, your quick response to
Lance.
Yes, Evangelist.
You know what? I gave an example of poison. A lot of people do not know poison. They've never seen, let me say, they've never seen poison. A lot of people have never seen poison, including those that have died of poison or out of poison. They've never seen it. They had never seen it, nor touched it, nor smelled it. But the day they took poison, they died. Because poison kills. Do they have to believe that poison kills in order for them to die? The answer is no. Do they have to refute that they cannot, that there's no poison, or they can die out of poison? No. Whether you believe or you don't believe, if you take poison, you die. Point number one. Point number two. We all believe that there's air, but none of us has ever seen air. Not at all. We only see the effects of air. We see leaves wave. We see dust rise. And we say, there's too much air. There's too much wind. And yet, what we see is sand. So that is how it is, even when it comes to poison, for Juju. You know, for me, here where I am, as a Christian, I don't use Juju. I use the power of love to love my wife, to respect my wife, to perform, even in my home. I perform. You know, all of these are the ingredients of marriage that I give to my wife. Juju will not sleep with my wife. Juju will not kiss my wife. Juju will not bring food on the table. Juju will not give me the best job that I want. It is performance I need to perform. But there are areas where Juju will actually affect me. In certain areas, I need to cooperate with that Juju for each.
Give a practical example.
I think we've lost Evangelist.
Muntu akakupasa poison.
Before you come in.
Muntu akakupasa poison. That is actually murder. That's murder. That's another case. You know, if you are found to have ingested poison, someone is considering to murder you and give you poison. And once it is found, then you can go to jail for that.
The intention is not to murder you.
So what I'm saying is that in the matters of Juju, it is not whether you believe it or you don't believe it. The issue here is, let's do what we can do in our relationships and improve them and live better lives. Let's not allow roots to control us. Let's not put our trust in roots. Let's put our trust in God, our trust in His angels, in the Holy Spirit, and also let us perform. That way, we'll not have problems. But if we don't perform, we don't do the right things, and then we start believing in Juju, nothing will happen. And in the end, we'll be disappointed with Juju. So the issue is that let's take care of our marriages.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, Himba, go ahead.
No, Lance, sorry. I wanted just to react to. There's a comment that came about Mtoto and that Mwana Peruke.
Mwana Peruke.
What is your reaction, Abia?
Ngema nkwala ya chimuna.
Nayo oya zibaransi.
You know, sometimes these other things, they don't even matter to discuss them. You know, Mtoto is one thing that
it
helps
doesn't matter because
men.
it affects men. Because Stephen wakambatinkani bamuna ndimwe mwiziwa. So because it's about men, it doesn't matter. But when we talk about Kavundula, everything, no chani ati ndiye ndikambe navanhu vavakazi kambani vanhu tivimvera apa naife tipotera tivitiko tikaviona taziva ati uyu ni mutototo iyi ni mwana peruke. Talk about those issues.
Mutototo is like are you getting?
Yes. Yes, I can get you. I can get you.
All right, thank you. What I am saying is, Mtototo is one thing that men use in order to have power to perform. You see, if you have heard some women, they say they got nyang'anya in order to warm up their body to be ready to a man. That's one way. That's the opposite of working those Mtototo and the nyang'anya thing. And Mana Peruke is like this man is taking this Mtototo in order to make a woman, to give birth to a woman. See that? So more power to release power in order to pregnant a woman.
People are crazy. And Mana Peruke. So do they mean that it's going to be hard such that the child can swing?
Stitch the discussing. We're not discussing.
I've never heard of Mana Peruke, but that's interesting one.
Mwana Peruke na Congo dust ya Sara. But anyway, however, our dear viewers,
Congo dust.
You can
people are now revealing a lot of things.
All right, so our dear viewers, we are looking at Juju in a marriage this evening. Do not pay attention to Makami Nginu to. But anyway, however, we'll be glad to hear from you, of course, to get to listen to your view, your take, your comment, as well as just overall join us into this discussion as we are looking at Juju in a marriage. Director, if we can read more messages, just 2 or 3, and then we, of course, get to bring in another aspect of the topic that we're discussing in terms of Juju in a marriage. Do we have 2 more messages? Okay, all right. So quickly, I don't know if Evangelist is back, but this one I would love to start. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, great. So
you can't go anywhere. I'm here.
I thought he has also been put in that mango tree which I shared.
No.
All right. So quickly, Evangelist. Okay, so Evangelist, let's get to look now at the dangers of one using this Juju in a marriage. What are the dangers? What are the implications?
First of all, the dangers using Juju. In fact, I've said Juju is a general word to describe the use of trees, roots, bugs, insects, birds, animals, soil, water, so that you can actually have control over that person. So that's how I defined it. Now, the dangers are that you've actually become a witch. That is bewitching. Because that person will stop functioning the normal way. And he will start functioning according to how you want that person to behave. So, meaning that you have bewitched, you are a witch. Number 2, that person will stop functioning the normal way. Which means that person is in a state of stupor. He is not able to reason properly. His reason capacity is reduced to nothing. All that, those are disadvantages. Because of that, this person will not function and realize that he needs to build a house, he needs to buy a house, to buy a car, to do this and this. You wait for the master to decide for him, to decide for her. So that person will not be normal in the way he or she will be handling. The other issue here is that, depending on the levels of the juju that you have administered, in most cases you kill that person, death will occur. Or if death does not occur, but that person will be sick because of the drug that person has taken. All these are disadvantages. Should somebody die because you are in love of that person? That's not it. So in other words, juju is ancient, and juju is for people that are lazy, and juju is for people that are backward and are still living in Stone Age. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to win a woman to themselves. They do not know how to win a man to themselves. So they use the roots. Let us go back to the roots. What I mean by the roots, the beginnings, so that we can understand how to take care of a man, and that man should be ours and ours forevermore. So even though the same mutototo that you are talking about, the mutototo that people take, it has got, those things have got also side effects. Sometimes then you have a permanent erection that kulipe siko na chabe ili chabe nchi like a flag of a pole of a flag for who do they machabe just like that. In most cases, such people die because you are going to have an abnormal erection. And you see, how do you, if you are to take all those mitototo, what? Because sex must be done under normal, you are normal. You are thinking, you are enjoying the right way. Now that you have a mankwala, what does that mean? It means you are abusing the person who is normal. You are abnormal. So that does not help. So the issue is, look at your age. You don't need, your age will not allow you to uzimwa mankwala, uzitenga mtototo. Nilichani mtototo. Mwana peruka, aziperuka enda kuchimana. So the issue here is that be yourself. Eat the right foods, do exercises. As this man from Western Province, what he said is true. Right mind, when your mind is right here, you'll be able to perform. When you are disoriented, disconnected, disjoined, therefore in your head, you will not be able to perform. No matter how much mutototo you've drank, you end up poisoning yourself. All these are disadvantages. Thank you so much.
All right. So thank you so much, Evangelist. I know that somehow, somewhere, the topic is alien because, beliefs or myths. I would also like to hear from your perspective, despite not believing or not seeing that juju really exists. What do you think could be the implications of one trying to make somebody a stupor, as Evangelist has put it?
When society is, I want to find a better word. When society is better enlightened, there can never be someone who will come and give them false information without scrutinizing whatever information that they're being given thoroughly. or without investigating or without asking questions. If you have noticed in Africa, especially Kuminzi, village, rural areas, we have so many people who are calling themselves witch doctors, ngangas. They are earning a living by going around destroying villages, pointing fingers at somebody. You have killed, you have lowered this person, you have done this, you have done this, without any proper explanation or not even proper evidence. But they're just coming to tell you to say, just believe what I say. Because that's why I'm called Nganga. Whatever I tell you, you have to believe, because I am communicating with my spirits, spiritism. But if you are Christians, you believe in God, you believe in Christ, why would you even start entertaining such thought in the first place? So decline or denounce the devil with all his works and ways. And then you simply say, I do not believe in such kind of activities. You believe in one person that brings righteousness, that brings joy in life, that brings you love, that has made love to create more beautiful souls. And that's God. So the moment you start entertaining and giving so much room, it's like you're now praising, even though you are acknowledging the presence of these evil activities. So what I can only say is that let's just be ourselves. If you have a problem, let's communicate with our partners. If you are tired of living with your partner, don't force matters. If you have tried all the avenues to discuss your problems and nothing is being fruitful, there are alternatives. You cannot just stick to marriage just because you are not happy and you're scared that people will laugh at you or you'll be starving, you will die, pofie. If things are not working, move on. Move on to plan B. Have plan B. Marriages do end, including lives do end. These issues that we talk about of no, you have to preserve life, let me go and now start bringing in Juju. That to me, that's ignorance.
All
Either
right.
you go
Thank
to
you so
pray,
much.
pempelani kuli mulungu akutandizeni, o endani kubopunzira bakulangizeni njira yozitanziziramo ngati mulina vuto mu nyumba mwamuna wanu sagona pa nyumba, sikuti ati munamulowa banamulowa ni eve mwamuna anazilowa eka because has made that decision.
All right. Thank you so much, Wo Mukerebai. So before we wrap up the program, our producer, can we have two messages and then we get Evangelist to respond to them, or better still, we can have last remarks from Evangelist. Let's have two last messages. Our dear viewers, remember that you are watching Pansaka. This is a program that comes your way every Thursday from exactly 20-30 hours to, of course, after when we exhaust your concerns. Of course, this one is coming through from Caroline. She says, sometimes Juju is not only used by women, but by the husband's family too, to bring confusion when they don't like you. Wow, pretty interesting there. Thank you so much, Caroline. One last message that we can look at, director, and then we call it a day. One last message, director. Well, okay. Seems like director just wants us with one message. Evangelist, would you kindly attend? Would you kindly attend to Caroline's concern? She says sometimes it's not only women who use juju, but even the husband's family. They also use juju just to bring confusion in your marriage if they don't like you. Maiso anate specifying nga ku husband's family uko ni wachimuna au ni wachikazi.
So anakonde mulamu wao.
Yes. Good evening, Caroline. Thank you so much for that question. Caroline, when I started presenting this, I said actually 75% of people who use Juju in marriages are women, and 25% are men. So meaning that even men also use Juju in the marriages. Now, you are right when you said that sometimes the relatives of the husband can actually also use Juju. They can, normally when they do that, it means that they don't like you, they hate you. And in most cases, they will hate you if you and your husband are doing well, are well connected, love each other, respect each other, and work together. So sometimes certain families, they get disturbed. They don't like it. They would want to see you separate. They want to see you quarrel. They want to see you fight. Then they'll be happy. And most of them who do that are sisters, your sisters-in-law, or your aunties. These, in most cases, are the ones who do such situations, such things, to divide the family and scatter it. That happens. But all that I can say is that, dear friends, let's not put our trust in Juju. Let us put trust in God. Let us put trust in what we do ourselves to better our relationships, to better our marriages, to better our families. When we do these things, our homes will be happy, our husbands will trust us, our wives will trust us. When we get paid, when we've got money, let's bring this money also to our wives. Let them know how much we get per month and all the expenditure and whatever money we're going to spend. Let them be part of this expenditure. Let them know what is happening. And when they have all these things, they've got knowledge of what is happening, there will not be need for them to start, looking for Juju. Juju is for those that are threatened, those that are not stable, those that are not sure where they can stay in the marriage. And in most cases, they've got man-made problems which they've set them for themselves. Now they want to cure them using Juju. It doesn't work. So let us put our trust in God. Thank you so much. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Evangelist, and we can release you now. We are very much aware that you're committed somewhere. And as we come to the end of the program, I would love to give each one a minute just to your last remarks. Keleba, you go first, then we come Kuliba Adi. Keleba, what do you have to say about Juju?
Thank you very much. I don't want to destroy what Evangelist has put across, but listen to me very careful. I, Mkelawai, do not condone or believe that Juju does exist. Reasons are simple. And I have those reasons which I'm not going to tell you right now, but I know for the fact that we have created this to ourselves and put it in our heads. And that's why I find this Juju issue as a scapegoat for our wrong things that we are doing as men. My excuses, yamene mutipasa. Yamene tizipasa. Even you, our women, do give us those excuses. Awe balekeni, awe banabalowa chape, awe bali under Pitcoat government, when I'm doing things in the name of love. And when love has faded, then there's this issue of me being allowed to either go out of my marriage and start outsourcing. Then what happens when I'm caught with my pants down? Then we bring and evoke this issue, the Juju revolutionary. No, I've been witched. No, I've been done this. That's why I behaved like this. Woofy is an excuse.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. Abia.
Okay. Are you getting me?
Yes.
All right. First of all, love without trust is like a car engine without fuel. You can try to push it, but it won't go far. What is my emphasis in that language? My emphasis is that I'm emphasizing only
this network, which we have no control over. It's like we've lost our dear Abiam. Lance, are you there? Okay, viewers, as we come to the end of the program, I just want to talk to a woman out there that Minkwala si sebenza. And imajijuka, there'll come a time Minkwala imajijuka, imachita expire. Every medication, it expires at one point or another. Okay, we have Abia. Abia, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was emphasizing on the word, say, love without trust is like a car engine without fuel. You may try to push it, but it won't go far. So my emphasis on that language was 3 things that we can try to avoid Juju. Viewers, hear me clearly. These are the words of wisdom. Love, trust, belief. These are the key to stay away from Juju. If you love your partner, if you trust your partner, if you believe in God, you can't do Juju. You walked away from Juju because you are going to be comfortable with your partner you have in home. You are going to trust that partner in your home. You are going to do things together. Togetherness in marriage is needed. So it's about 3 things: love, trust, and belief. That's all. These types of Juju you are looking for is for people who are ignorant, is for people who are laziness, is for people who don't believe in God. So let's emphasize love, trust, and belief. Don't marry someone you don't believe in. Don't marry someone you don't trust. Don't marry someone you don't love. That's the key. Good night. Have a safe journey, whether you are on the journey, you are on the what, but have these 3 things: love, trust, and belief. You are done. You won't go search for Juju. Thank you so much for the viewers.
Thank you so much, Abia. As I was saying in our conclusion, or as we come to the end of the program, I'm going to talk to a woman out there. Minkwala si sebenza. Okay, ima sebenza. Anyway, I've been told it's sebenza, but ima kala expired. It expires. Any medication it don't say much to expire. So it can expire. What are you going to do? My fellow women out there, we've been pointed out to be the culprits of using this Juju in our marriage or to save our marriage. But what I would urge you, the Juju you can use in your marriage, the Juju you can use, 1 is to do what your partner likes. Understand your partner. Maybe nikambe muchinyanja or muchibemba. If the best Juju you can ever use in a relationship, kunyengerelana. You know, bakamba chikwati kunyengerelana. You have to treat each other like babies. That's why we call each other baby, baby. You have to treat each other like babies. Marriage, kumankala, sometimes you become fed up of each other. But if you simunyengerelana and you don't renew your relationship, imaipa. As much as we've got children, we've got other responsibility, let's not forget that our relationship with our partners, it needs to be renewed once in a while. Even mwendako out, babidi, no children, no family, just to talk about yourselves, to talk about your relationship. Not even just talk about the two of you, just to renew your relationship. Secondly, bakazi, bamuna bakonda kudya bamuna. These men we have, they like eating. And they don't just love eating, they love to eat well-cooked food. Very few men who live well-cooked food. Ndiye vewa makambi, ndiye bambili vewa manamizi. Lao sazibo pika, sazibo chitachani. Please, make sure you work on your cooking skills every day. And you are always, you try by, okay, you can't be there 100%, but you try by all means to make sure that you prepare a meal for your husband, a very good meal. Every day, try to try different types of foods for your husband. Secondly, bamuna bakonda bakazi bakilini. Ni bangono bamuna bazaka kuzata, me I like mukazi wa dot, very few. Men loves women who are clean. Make sure you look after yourself. Make sure you create time for yourself. And make sure uoneka clean. Bamuna bazonda manyumba ya dot. Mwamuna bwela achoka kunchito, he want to relax, he want to refresh. Afika kunchito apeza muli nyumba muli dot. Alipena po ikame olo kuitiwa ekeko mendo patebo swanga ipe madaipa yali hapa vitenge vili hapa mipando. Men don't like that. Those are the jujus you can use. Lastly, a marriage without God, my dear, it will crash at any time. And if you don't believe in God, definitely, as my other speakers has already said, you're going to replace that place. Muzaika pocha ni Juju. And we've already been taught that Juju ni mfwiti. So if you use Juju for any reason in a relationship, you are also a witch, a certain type of a witch. You are a witch. That's what we are being told. So as a marriage without God, it's nothing. A marriage without faith in God, it's nothing. And Bamuna, especially right nowadays, they like women who believe in themselves. Nowadays, Bamuna bambozonda bakazata awe ndelo mbako iya eyebrow pencil iya lipstick Bamuna bambozo. So umwana kashifia afile fyali kalabana afile fyali champuka wapanga ko tumbua wapanga kwenshi. That's the way a woman should be. Not wa ikalira fye muchitonga balanda tulike dawe mulombo ogunsi. We are just waiting to receive. Men in our days, they don't like that. That's why because we end up to resort to Juju. Wambona bamuna bakutaba pa nyumba bapeza mnyumba mlidoti bapeza oneka doti. You can't cook but very talkative namulomo paningi. A man will find a reason to run away. But my sisters, let's find a reason. Let's not give these men a reason to run away from us. Having said that, I'm so grateful that you've been with us. I'm so happy that you've stayed with us wherever you're watching us from. And I want to thank all those viewers that came in through their comments, through their questions. We appreciate you as Ubuntu channel. Please don't forget to make a date with us next week as we discuss another topic. If you have any situation you'd want to share or you'd want the panelists to discuss, please feel free to get in touch with one of our staff. We've got the number on all our platforms. We've got our email. You can narrate that story, even as an anonymous person. If you'd want the panelists to share that story or the situation you are in, or to give you, or just to talk about it, to help you to carry your burden, please feel free and share it to the team. We'll be able to share, to talk about your situation. Thank you so much, and it's compliment of the season. Yeah, not kuendo gulira ma side chick Christmas, ma New Year kuendo gula ma Indian hair. Yeah, let's stay with our husband. This is Christmas, a time of reconciliation, a time of forgiving, a time of giving. Let us all enjoy the birth of Jesus and welcome him in our homes. It's from us, Ubuntu. It's Baba, and see you next time. The IT department now batuleka bamukele ba limbi balefu atushite continue to landa pali Juju.